Baby's blue eyes. This is referring to how Baby had blue eyes before she was possessed by Elizabeth Afton. In the Baby Ice Cream minigame, she has blue eyes, but in Sister Location, she has green eyes. This is due to the fact that Elizabeth has green eyes and possesses Baby. 395248. This is a number used most prominently in FNAF 3. It appears in the Night 3 minigame and you need it for the good ending. If you put this code into a part of the wall panels in the office, you can access the stage 01 minigame. The number is actually a hexadecimal code for a greenish color, but what you might not know is that the number backwards is actually another hexadecimal code, which is the exact shade of purple that William Afton is in the minigames. Fifth child in the Give Gifts Give Life minigame. Right before you place the last head and the Golden Freddy jump scare, a fifth child will pop up in the middle of the screen. They'll only appear for a split second and can be presumed to be Golden Freddy's spirit or Cassidy. Big Bug. Big Bug was a YouTuber and gamer. I say was because he hasn't posted a video in a long time. He was the first person to beat 420 mode in the original FNAF, and he was the reason Scott added a third star on the menu for beating the mode. His last video was a FNAF World speculation video, which was quite a while ago, so suffice it to say his channel is pretty dormant. Paper Pals. The Paper Pals are a group of 3 paper plate dolls, 2 of them representing one of the animatronics, those being Freddy and Bonnie. The third is known as Paper Buddy, who doesn't seem to have a parallel. Some people thought this was Balloon Boy, but this is only speculation. They're placed in Party Room 4 in FNAF 2, but they also have a chance of appearing in the office. They also have a chance of appearing in FNAF 3's office. Springtrap in the newspaper. When you beat FNAF 3's Nightmare mode, you can see a newspaper stating how Fazbear Frights burnt down. If you brighten up the image, you can see Springtrap behind the Freddy figure. Some fans find this a bit strange. Did the photographer not see Springtrap standing there? Why is Springtrap's face so close to the ground? Why can his face only be seen while brightening up the image if he's so close to the Freddy figure? There's a lot of really weird problems with this, but let's not dwell on it. Handprint on Freddy's face. This is referring to a supposed handprint on classic Freddy's face. Fans feel this has something to do with the supposed rules where Rule 6 is don't touch Freddy. Some people thought that this handprint was supposedly from the victim of the bite of 87, meaning that Freddy caused it. However, this was speculation and is most likely not true. Fazbear Fanverse Initiative. The Fazbear Fanverse Initiative is a collaboration by Scott Cawthon with creators of popular FNAF fan games. Described by Scott as a giant collaboration involving several fan game creators, this ambitious project was designed to enrich these fan-made franchises by providing financial backing and offering opportunities and wider distribution, including paid Steam releases, console and mobile ports, and merchandise. The lineup for the fanverse includes Five Nights at Candy's 4 by Emil Ace Mako, another entry in the long-running fan series, The Joy of Creation by Nixon, Pop Goes Evergreen by Kane Carter, a reboot of the original Pop Goes game, One Night at Flumpty's 3 by Jonachrome, the final installment of the also long-running fan series, and Five Nights at Freddy's Plus by Fiznom, a reimagining of the original FNAF game. In October 2021, the first fanverse game, One Night at Flumpty's 3, created by Jonachrome, was released. Shortly after, a twitlonger exposed that Jonachrome had been involved in an inappropriate relationship when he was 26 with a teenager. Both Jonachrome and the woman, now an adult, addressed the situation on Twitter. He then announced he would take a break from the internet and has not been seen since. Kane Carter has recently said that according to what he's heard, Jonachrome has been receiving professional help and is in a better position now. On July 29, 2023, during a live stream of the Ruin DLC for Security Breach, Fiznom made comments that sparked controversy, compounded by a tweet he posted afterward calling the experience boring. This tweet provoked responses from the community, including a critical tweet from Golden Rabbit, otherwise known as Alex, who remarked about how FNAF Plus would be similarly boring. This led to Fiznom's fans sending Alex threatening and graphic messages. In response to the harassment, Fiznom jokingly asked his followers to send him death threats instead, and issued a non-serious apology linked to a rickroll. Alex attempted to show Fiznom the severity of the threats received by him by contacting him under a different account and providing evidence of the threats, but Fiznom responded by liking the tweets and then blocking Alex. The controversy escalated, resulting in Fiznom's removal as the publisher on the Steam page for FNAF Plus on August 2nd, 2023. He was also banned from the game's forums. His content contact information was removed, and any mention of him were erased from the FNAF Plus Twitter account. By August 4th, 2023, FizzNom addressed the controversy in a video, confirming his dismissal from the Fanverse initiative and announcing his decision to step back from the Five Nights at Freddy's series and the public sphere as a whole to focus on personal projects and mental health. Following this, FNAF Plus was removed from the Steam store, and FizzNom deleted several of his fan games from his account, including A Shadow Over Freddy's, Steven's Game, Porkchop's Adventure, and Fred Y2 P1223R1A from his account. There are much better videos that go way more in depth with these topics, so if you're interested, go and check those out. Since then, we've received many other updates about the fanverse, primarily from Kane Carter. Five Nights at Candy's 4 has received loads of teasers. Five Nights at Candy's Fur, a pixelated spin-off game, has been announced, as well as numerous candy plushies and figures by Funko, Hex, and U2's. The joy of creation initially starting slow due to Nixon's legal obligation with another horror game called Dark Deception, but since then has been giving several updates through his social media, such as the new Ignited designs and even a gameplay demo, as well as a U2's figure and plushies. It was also announced that a demo of the Joy of Creation's remake will be released during the FNAF 10th anniversary in August of 2024. Pop Goes Arcade released on July 1st, 2022, with underwhelming commercial sales but rave reviews as it became the highest rated FNAF game on Steam at a 97%. My Pop Goes, a spin-off retro LCD style game, was also released, as well as Pop Goes Evergreen getting several teasers, as well as several plushies and figures by Funko, Hex, and U2's. Rare boot images. This is referring to images that can appear when you boot up the second or third game. In the second game, Withered Freddy appears rarely when starting the game, Withered Foxy appears rarely when starting a night, and Toy Bonnie appears rarely when dying. In FNAF 3, you can see 3 images of Springtrap pulling back his mask to reveal William Afton's corpse inside. Toy Chica in Office. Similar to how Toy Bonnie appears in the office in FNAF 2, Toy Chica was also intended to, even having a new render for it. It ultimately went unused, but fans have added it back into the game. Lady Fitzy. Amashi Segavatari, known online as Lady Fitzy, was an official artist for the FNAF franchise hired by Scott Cawthon. Alongside artist Pinky Pills, she contributed artwork for the novel trilogy and various other FNAF books, as well as Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, Freddy in Space 2, Security Breach, and other projects. However, her tenure with the franchise became overshadowed by various controversies. On May 8, 2019, Lady Fitzy made transphobic comments by referring to a fellow artist as a creature and misgendering them. Later on February 28, 2020, she dismissed gender identities in a subreddit argument. Following these incidents, she was temporarily banned from a subreddit. She issued an apology, attributing her behavior to cultural differences and personal ignorance about gender identities, while also mentioning her struggle with Crohn's disease. Lady Fitzy's fanfiction about the FNAF universe, particularly her portrayal of the Purple Guy, drew controversy for its graphic and disturbing content. The fanfic included graphic and disturbing imagery and descriptions, with the most popular example being one of the missing children's death scenes, where it goes into great detail about the murder and abuse of one of the children. This led to significant criticism and death threats towards the artist. In her apology post, Lady Fitzy admitted to getting carried away in depicting the character's twisted nature, acknowledging the fanfiction's undertones but denying the inclusion of child abuse scenes. In February 2023, grooming allegations were made against her where an individual claimed to have been groomed and manipulated by her as a minor. Lady Fitzy denied these allegations, stating that they were defamatory and that she did not recognize the accuser. Lady Fitzy also faced criticism for her past membership in certain DeviantArt groups and for creating Nazi-themed artwork. She explained that her involvement in these groups and her creation of such artwork were part of an edgy phase during her younger years. She expressed regret and stated that she had distanced herself from the sub and distanced herself from such content. On February 28, 2023, Scott Cawthon commented on a subreddit megathread stating that Lady Fitzy no longer creates artwork for the FNAF series. He condemned sexual scenarios involving children in any form, including fan art and fan fiction, emphasizing that such content has no place in the FNAF universe. He acknowledged that Lady Fitzy regrets her past actions and wished her well for the future. As a result of these controversies, Lady Fitzy was banned from the subreddit, with no current plans for her reinstatement. Puppet in the FNAF 1 location. In FNAF 2, when you first boot up the game, as well as at the end of the second, third, and fourth night, you'll have to watch these dreamlike cutscenes. In the cutscenes, you play as classic Freddy in the FNAF 1 location with Bonnie and Chica beside you. In the final cutscene, Bonnie and Chica are looking at you, and the puppet is following your head movements. As you all know, the puppet wasn't in the first game, however he would exist story-wise, so it makes sense that he could be there.